I found out why all the fellas is mad, y'all. Let me tell y'all, baby. When I tell you this, my type of petty. Apparently, Stefan Diggs was his favorite player. Baby, baby, if you want to get your mother lick back, because you can't cross that line. You can't date the bros. You can't date like a manager, a cousin, or somebody like that. But baby, that favorite player.
Hey, who you know hella cold with a heart of gold? Slick was slipping in some gems when the shade thrown. Hit you with knowledge and polish, pushing the positive. Steady, petty, plotting with the thought you get something out of it. That petty like a second language, speaking it fluently. Effortless with finesse to a T smoothly. Guiding you from breakdowns to breakthroughs per usually. Poetically petty, that's so juicy.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, That's So Juicy, and welcome back to season 3, y'all. Season 3 of the Poetically Petty podcast. I'm your host, That's So Juicy, y'all. I'm so excited. Like, how are we on season 3? And I got some dope guests this season. Let me get y'all together because wait a minute. We ain't been sitting in the seat in a little while now, and I do apologize, but y'all know it's just me, right? Y'all know it's just me. I appreciate y'all being patient, and there's plenty of episodes for y'all to go back and watch the other seasons. Now, we do got a little bit of a different setup, so if y'all see me looking all off to the side and all that, it's just because we trying something new, okay? But y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for season 3. I It's just crazy to say that I'm on season 3. And I know the seasons ain't that long. 2 months is a long time, though. Low key, 2 months is a long time. But I know there are some people who literally post every week. Every week there's an episode, no breaks in between. But listen, when you doing everything by yourself, shorty, we ain't got time for that. But here we are, season 3 with your girl. That's so juicy. I am so excited, you guys. Like, I can't even explain some of the guests that I got popping up this season. Some of them were supposed to be last season, but things happen. Life is busy. They had other opportunities popping up. Y'all know me. I'm a support it all. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happens, but they back. They really do want to be on a podcast, and I'm excited about that. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead, y'all, and we're gonna get this episode started. Make sure you guys go and follow on Instagram. I did just make a TikTok, Poetically Petty, on TikTok as well, so that I can post the clips. I was posting it on my personal page, but you know what? We're gonna make a separate page because I know y'all ain't here for all the extra stuff, and we just gonna keep it on the YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So go over there so y'all can find all the good clips from the episodes. I'm posting all the ones from season 1 and season 2 currently. So go over there on Instagram, Poetically Petty. Of course, we're still trying to get this page up. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe over here. Share it to somebody, share it to a friend, tell them to share it to somebody as well. And then go on Instagram. You already know what it is. My page is That's So Juicy, but we want to get this page popping. I think we have like 115 followers on Instagram right now. That's really dope. And I think we got like 15 on TikTok, but it's okay because it's only been up for like 4 days. So it's pretty good. So I appreciate you guys there. But let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. We're going to start with the first segment as always. And I think this is y'all's favorite segment, right? But this is called Petty Pet Peeves. Now, listen. Y'all already know I got hella pet peeves, right? But it's just like as the weeks go on, as the things just start happening on, I didn't have this many pet peeves before social media. Let's just put that there. Now, granted, I was young, little young tender, okay, young buck, so we really ain't care about too much in life like that. But I just feel like with social media, it just keeps introducing me into shit I don't like. Like it's just I find a new pet peeve weekly. It seems like I find a new pet peeve weekly, y'all. Like the cue card be full of pet peeves, and I gotta pick which one I want to talk about. I base it on my guess, but since we doing this, I like to start the season with just me and y'all. We gonna go ahead and get into this one, and this one is related to social media. I think social media just amplified it, but it's always been there, but social media amplified it. And I'm gonna give y'all some examples. But my pet peeve for this episode is when people, I don't even want to say they fake apologize because they might be sincere, but I hate when people apologize after the damage was done. Now, I'm not saying don't apologize because take accountability, apologize, right? But when the damage is basically like putting your business out there, telling a secret, you can't untell that secret, right? When the damage is putting something out there for social media to run, once it's out there, baby, it ain't going nowhere, especially on social media, especially if you have a platform. It's not going anywhere. So once you do that and once you cross that line and that boundary, and then you're like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Well, baby, get the nudes back. You know what I'm saying? You can't now. They you done leaked them already. The damage is done. Like, so y'all let me know when that happens, do you even want an apology? Because the damage is they can't take it back, right? They can't untell your secret. They can't unleak your nudes. So like, do y'all even want an apology after that? Is the apology even worth it? And I'm the type of person that's like the apology has to be as loud as the disrespect. But I feel like when it's like that and they did it on social media and then they go back on social media to say sorry, I don't know. In those situations, I don't know if it helps because now it's just bringing it back up, right? And now you're trending again. And they're like, "Why are they apologizing?" So it's like, do you even want that apology? Y'all let me know because I'm still on the fence. I don't really know if I want an apology then. And just to give you guys an example, because I know some of you are probably like, girl, what you mean? Like, yeah, apologize to me. But let me give you an example, okay? Especially when the apology is just as fucking petty as the as what you did, right? What you're apologizing for. So let me give you an example. This is a celebrity example. And we ain't done this too often on this podcast, but I'm gonna do this one because this happened. I heard it today. It's been out, but I heard it today, and I was just like, bruh, really, really. Now, Tamar Braxton, I love you down. I love me some Tamar, my fellow Pisces. I love her. I love her petty. All right. I know a lot of people don't like Tamar, but I like Tamar. I love her. She's so funny to me. But this one don't really rock with me. So I don't know what the beef is between her and Lonnie Love. Okay. And this ain't one of them gossip blogs, but this is a perfect example. Okay. So apparently, and I don't even want to say it on here, but this is what I'm talking about. It's already out, like, right? It's already been said. And she called Lonnie Love Big Back Cadillac. It is what it is. Now, I don't condone bullying. However, if a bully do something to me first, or I see them do something to you, I'ma just, you know what I'm saying, get them that same energy back. But I don't condone bullying. Right? We just gonna put that out there. It's not cool. You never know what people are going through at home. But she said that, right? So then somebody was asking her, in an interview or whatever, like, what's the beef? Are y'all good? Y'all gonna apologize? Whatever. And she says, you know what? Let me just do this here, which I was like, I love that. Yes, apologize, baby. That was kind of messed up. Social media is gonna run with it, but at least you could do apologize because we do it, right? They're not that spotlight where people gonna say whatever they want to say, especially if you are a plus size girl. Tamar didn't say stuff about her hairline, her hair, like all kind of stuff. They didn't say stuff about cosmetic surgery with her, so they're kind of used to it. I'm not saying that it's cool, but they're kind of used to it, and they're it's expected, right? But in the apology, she goes to the and I'm just this isn't verbatim, but she goes, yeah. Well, I apologize for calling you a big back Cadillac, and I'm like, now, girl, not only did you call her that, right? Not everybody gonna do that, but then in your apology, that really ain't gonna help other than maybe, she's like, okay, you're remorseful, whatever. But it's not gonna help because again, now people that see her is probably gonna say that everybody's gonna address that. You know how trolls be, they're gonna be in the comment section doing that, all because you put that out in the atmosphere. Nobody was thinking that. Okay. Nobody was thinking that. And then you apologize. And it might be a nice handful of people that didn't even know what was going on. They didn't hear it. They didn't know nothing. But now they know because now everyone's like, oh, Tamar apologized to Lonnie Love. And then you're like, well, what's she apologizing for? And then you say that. So now you don't open up the floodgates again. Probably introduce it to a new audience, right? Because you're being interviewed by someone. So now you didn't open it up to their audience and plus some additional people. It's BET weekend. So everybody's watching this, right? We ain't had a nice BET award show in so long. And this one actually looked exciting the whole weekend, just adding up to it. It was just like so many people were tuned in, which I love. But then you do that again, bruh. The way if I was the way I would be pissed off, that irritates me because it's just like the damage is done. And that's where, again, I'm kind of on the fence because it's like, you're owed an apology, right? So you kind of do want it. She did do it publicly, so you kind of want it to be as loud as the disrespect was. But it's like, what does that apology do in this scenario? It's already done. Like, it's already out there. It's already circulating. People are already saying it. People are going to go up to her saying it, in her comment section saying it. It's just like, it's never going to go away, right? And even when it does die down and something else happens, there's going to be somebody that remembers. And the moment she makes them mad, that's why you are blah blah blah. Like, it's, you put it out there. So I do not like that. Okay. I don't like that. Baby. Like, no. And I get it. It's petty. It's petty. But that right there, again, my when I say poetically petty, my petty is usually a reaction to something. I ain't just out here petty, y'all. Let's just put that out there. I am not a mean girl. I am not out here just petty just to be petty and petty for no reason. That is not what we doing. That's not what we doing. So again, I'm looking at the camera, y'all. So if y'all looking at me crazy, I don't really know where I'm supposed to be looking right now. But yeah, I don't like that. And you know who does that often? And what really got me to make this a pet peeve? Um, Karens. Yeah, Karens do this often, and we see it a lot because they're real, real loud, especially in the comment section, in a parking lot, in the park, in the HOA. They be real loud until somebody figure out where they work, right? They figure out where they work, then they figure out where they live, and then everybody's crying on social media. Just leave me alone. Oh, but when you were doing it, when you were bullying, when you were overstepping, okay, when you was in somebody's business uninvited, it was cool. But now that people done got in your business and in your space and in your area and in your work and in your cubicle uninvited, now it's a problem, right? Now you're gonna cry. Then they get on social media. I didn't mean it. I don't usually act like that. I was just having a bad day. No, baby. No. Keep that apology. That person's feelings is hurt. That person's feelings is hurt. Or, you get that reversed Karen, right? That comes to your job being a Karen, and then they get you in trouble because they disrespect you, and then you react, and now you're losing your job, right? And you're upset because of them, and then people then find where Karen work, and they're just like, I'm so sorry, I didn't want them to lose their job. And but no, yes you did. Yeah, you did. Like, the damage is done now. Now they don't even got to worry about not putting, and again, I don't condone violence, nothing, bullying, but they don't have to worry about anything now because they don't got nothing to lose. They already lost their job. Now you scared. Now you want to apologize, but do you mean it? You don't mean it. You don't mean it. So go ahead and give them that reverse bullshit ass apology. All right, now that the damage is already done, and then see, because that's my type of petty. You feel me? That's my type of petty. Another example. And it sucks because this is a young kid, and I don't know what his name is. I don't know what his TikTok is. I just recently saw this pop up in my timeline, and everyone was like, "Who cares? Who cares?" And I was like, "Oh, what happened? It's a baby crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened?" But then I went to his page when everybody was like screen recording or whatever, and he was basically a waiter of some sort. I don't know, and I believe he's biracial. And I'm saying that because it's important to this story. I believe he's biracial, but he was talking about African American people are the worst in the restaurant. He hates serving them. They're bad tippers. They're just so loud and ghetto. Like, he absolutely hates them. They make his work day just so horrible. And it was just like, okay, like, no one asked for this content. You know what I'm saying? Like, who? No one asked for this content. And he, like, it's video after video after video. Like, all of his content is just talking about how he does not like um serving African Americans, black people in I don't know what restaurant he works at or wherever he works, but he's like, We're the absolute worst. He can't stand it. He wish he would be somewhere where he doesn't have to serve us. All of that, like really just going in on the black community and black customer service, all kinds of stuff, right? And mind you, I'm pretty sure he's a biracial person. And he's young. He's probably like 19. He's very young. Well, by the time I got to it, you know what I'm saying? They was like, well, that's what you get, blah, 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 blah. So basically, he always makes these videos in his car. His whole page is all about this content, right? So he's basically bullying black people. Like, call a spade a spade. I don't care what y'all say. He's basically bothering us too, right? Unwarranted. Nobody asked for this content. You decided to make your entire page about this, and then his page gets taken away. He had money on there. He was monetizing off of black people, monetizing off of bullying black people, all kinds of money. And then, of course, you got the people that's probably coming in there supporting him and throwing gifts at him because they're not brave enough to say it, right? They're not brave enough to say it, but they feel it. They've been wanting to say it. They whatever the case may be. It's rooted deep in the bloodline. And that it is what it is. Like, let's not pretend in 2025 we don't know that there is still issues with racism. Let's not pretend that we don't know that it's even within, it's not just one group of people. Everybody, okay, everybody has an issue with African American people. And I say African American people because I'm African American and I've literally experienced it from every group of people. Okay, every group. It is what it is. But you made your entire page, you monetize your page off of talking about black people, bullying black people in a negative way, and then get your page taken. Have you read the guidelines? You thought, see, what happens is a lot of people like to make black people their punching bag because they're like, oh, collectively we all agree that they're the bottom of the totem pole, right? Well, guess what, baby? You got your page snatched because there's power in numbers. So apparently a bunch of people, it might not have been black people, but a bunch of people start reporting your shit and it got taken away. Now you had to make a new page, start over, lost all of that money on that page. Rightfully so. And now you're back in your car, but this time you're crying. And now you're trying to make money off of sympathy because now you're trying to make it seem like black people bullied you and got your page taken. Well, the fuck well. My how the tables have turned. Do you see what I'm saying? You really created an entire page dedicated to dragging black people. Nobody asked for this content. Nobody. But you pick something to get clout. You pick something controversial because you knew it would do numbers, you knew it would bring you money. And you pick something that goes against the guidelines. At the end of the day, it goes against the guidelines. Again, I don't condone bullying of any sort, you guys, but I understand exactly why your page got taken. You wanted clout for views. Got that. But the damage is done, and now you're crying. Even though you don't have your page, those videos are everywhere. They are surfacing everywhere, even though it's not your content. So now, guess what? People are stitching your videos that you've created, making responses to that. People who look like me, by the way, people that you talked about, by the way, making responses to it. And now they're getting money off of your content and you can't get your money. My, oh my, I love when the universe does its thing and those tables get to turning, baby. Poetic justice. That's what this segment should have been called instead of petty pet peeves. Petty pet peeves and turned into poetic justice, baby. Because if that wasn't the most poetic thing that the universe could have done, yes, 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 the damage is done, baby. And to my knowledge, he didn't apologize. He hasn't apologized yet. Okay, so it's not like this pet peeve. This right here is poetic justice, baby. So if you didn't know what that segment was called on mine, I should have switched it. I should have switched it. And we should have went into the segment poetic justice because baby, if this ain't poetic justice, because I promise you every person that stitched his videos, even though his page is gone, every person that stitched his videos got hella views now. And I hope y'all monetize. I hope you're in the creators program. I hope you get more views and more attention on your page off of his nonsense, off of his bullying, off of his negativity, off of his bullshit, off of his clout. Because baby, when I tell you, I'm gonna repost everyone. Cause that's my type of petty. Let me do my part. And I advise y'all to go do y'all's part too. Let us do our parts, okay, in this poetic justice. All right, because it's a pet peeve of mine for real. So let us go do our part and go repost all the videos of the people who look like us and the people that are rooting for us. And let them get paid off of his nonsense because that was just super unnecessary. You did that. Like you did it. No one asked you for this content. That's the part that killed. No one asked you for this content. Just like no one asked those Karens to come here and mind our business. No one asked. But here we are, right? Here we are, baby. Oh, I'd be so irritated because like all of it was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary, right? But the way the table is just like oh, baby. If y'all know who I'm talking about, if y'all know the creator name. I don't know the creator name. I never followed him. I wasn't going to follow him, but he has created a new page and he was like, I don't care. I'm still going to do it. And I still meant it all. And he going to get another page taken. So go ahead and stitch his videos. And then when that page get taken, you go ahead and monetize and get you some coins. But if y'all know the creator's name, please post it in the comments because I don't know the name. I don't care to know the name. But I want y'all to go and put it into TikTok or wherever it's at, but mainly TikTok. Put it into TikTok. And when you see people responding to it or stitching it, go ahead and just, if it got a whole bunch of views, go ahead and like it and repost it so they can get some more views and get some coins. All right, let's get some coins for positivity because a lot of them are just, they clapping back. It's a little petty, but I mean, again, my petty is usually into response to bullshit. So you know what I'm saying? Again, we not condoning any bullying. So if they making fun of him or whatever, you know what? I ain't gonna tell y'all what to do. Y'all grown. Do what y'all do. I don't condone bullying. I don't want to do that. But go get your coin. I'm just going to repost the folks that humbling him so that they can get a coin. Because again, that's my type of petty. So y'all can let me know. Am I am I right or am I petty in the comments? All right. And then again, make sure y'all drop his name if y'all know who it is. If I find it, I'll come back and I'll post it for y'all. The page is gone, but if you type it into TikTok, the information should come up. But that's my pet peeve for this segment, y'all. Again, it's season three. It's season three. I'm excited. We getting into this like we about to get into this. But yeah, a lot of people I can't wait. I just for this pet peeve, I can't wait to see how things go on. Now I don't know if Lonnie Love gonna respond. I don't know if she has responded. I just heard this today, so I don't know. But I mean, if she respond and she, you know what I'm saying, she clapped back, then hey, it is what it is. Love Tamar down. But again, these are things that people do that no one asked for, and you put yourself in these situations, and then you feel a type of way when people like clap back or respond to it. It's a reaction to your actions. So I don't know if she gonna say anything. I don't know if she gonna try to get her lick back. Honestly, I don't like when people do that. Even when people, let's get into this real quick. Even when people try to spin the block on me, like I don't be liking that either. Like if we've moved on, if we here's the thing about me, and again, we're gonna go into. I'm a Pisces, so it really takes a lot for me to get there. Right? If I get to a point where I am done, baby, I'm done and I mean it. I mean it. Especially when you went out of your way to try to embarrass me, and I'm talking about like relationships and stuff, but also friendships because sometimes there's some friends that be telling your secrets and doing petty stuff and they're not really here for you. Again, back to TikTok, there's a video going around of like this girl, the girl's having fun and the girl rip her eyelash off. Like, why you do that? Jealousy. Or they making a video and stuff like that, and then they mess the hair up or pull the wig off. Jealousy, right? Them ain't your friends. And there's been situations where friends did stuff and you just like, I'm done, right? Or there's been relationships where they embarrassed you and flat out just embarrassed you and you just like, I'm done. And then after they see you healing and moving on and you meant that shit, right? We're moving on. Then they want to talk. Can we talk? Okay, it's crazy because celebrities, I feel like they're like, oh, well, let me do this publicly after the damage is done and they want to apologize, which I appreciate them wanting to do the apology the same way they did the disrespect. But I feel like when it's just like regular people, you know what I'm saying? They want to apologize privately, right? They want to talk privately because they don't want to take accountability as loud as they disrespected you. And I like that, right? And they're like, well, let's talk, let's talk. Baby, when I told you I was done, I meant that. We don't got nothing to talk about. I said the last conversation we had, I told you this was going to be the last conversation we was having. And I said everything I needed to say. Whatever else you have to say is take it up with God. Like, I'm not doing, I don't like that. I have people from my past that keep trying to do that, or they try to reach out and be like, well, let's talk. I was young and dumb. Baby, we're the same age. We are the same age. We both was young. You was just dumb. Don't do that. We was the same age. You were just dumb. Now you want to talk about it. Now you want to do. I don't want to talk. We don't got nothing to talk about. You want to get something off your chest? Go to therapy. Talk to them about it. You need closure. I got my closure. I don't need closure through you. I don't need to forgive you. That's a courtesy to you. I'm going to forgive you for me to move on, and I'm going to talk to God about it. I don't have to tell you that. But because I'm nice, I told most of them, pretty sure I told all of them that I forgave them and moved on. But why do you keep wanting to pull and talk? I don't want to talk. Talk about what? No, we're not doing that. Matter of fact, write that shit in a letter and send it to hell because, baby, we don't got nothing to talk about. I said what I said. I meant it. I'm done. I'm moving forward. I didn't already healed. I didn't close that door, that chapter. We don't have nothing to talk about. We don't. And I'm not opening that door again because when I wanted to talk to you, you didn't want to talk to me. Shit was funny still, right? It was ha ha he he. Everything was cool. Now that I've moved on and now that you see that I've healed and I'm happy and you're not, you want to, bruh, no, it ain't gonna happen. Another pet peeve. You see how that just evolved from this? Another pet peeve. Like, no, baby, we not gonna do that. We are not like, a lot of times they do the shit for clout too. That's the part that's funny. You did this for clout. You got your clout. Now that I got my lick back, now that I got my lick back, or I didn't do anything. I just healed and moved on. And the way I got my lick back is God just continued to bless me. Now you want to come over here and suck up my good air? No, no, no. Like you don't have to hold that L, baby. Hold that L a little bit longer because I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. That's between you and God. Handle it somewhere else. Like I'm not. Mm-mm. You got your little laugh, right? And you did all of that. But God always got the last laugh. I promise you that. I'm one of God's favorites, and God always get that last laugh. That's what I call real poet. That's that's real poetry to me. Okay, so nah, we not doing that. I'm good. So that's for anybody who might want to come back and apologize to me and everything. If I told you in the last conversation this would be the last conversation, that's the last conversation. Now, if I just blocked you and went about my day, you might get a chance. But if I told you that was the last conversation we would ever have, I meant it. I wish y'all would believe me when I tell y'all stuff. I meant it. And it ain't petty. It's not petty. It's just real. And a lot of y'all ain't never been around a real one. So y'all don't know the difference. But I'm telling you, it ain't petty. It's real. I meant it. I meant it and we ain't going back. So it is what it is. Now, speaking of getting your lick back, I'm going to introduce a new segment, y'all. This is a new segment because this is, it's poetically petty, hosted by yours truly, and y'all know me as Juicy or Juice. So I had to bring this one and kind of add me a little bit more into the podcast because it's my podcast, right? But I had to add me a little bit more. So this one here is a new segment, y'all, and it's called Juiced or Justified. Now, I know y'all like, girl, what? And it's kind of a combination of some things that we've done in the past, like poetic justice and things like that. But like, it's a little different. Now, again, I never really talk too much about what's trending or anything like that, but I think it's a great conversation piece to do. So, this segment, what we're going to do is introduce something that is trending, a situation or a scenario that's currently trending or has been trending. Typically, it might be a celebrity or some like influence or something that's viral, right? And we're going to decide if it's juiced or if it's justified. Now, I know y'all like, girl, what you talk about? Now, listen, sometimes I told y'all how the universe be working. sometimes people can like accidentally be petty, right? Like it wasn't intentional, like they didn't even mean it until social media got a hold of it and then they was like, "Oh, this is crazy." And then they was like, "Oh." And then they just roll with it. So it's juiced, right? It ain't really they didn't do it intentionally or anything like that, but they was just like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is." They ain't clear it up. They didn't do anything about it. It's just like it is what it is. And some people roll with the punches, some people clear it up. Or is it justified? Like, do you feel it was intentional? You know what I mean? And even if it wasn't intentional, do you know how sometimes you like, I don't agree, but I understand. That's what the justified is gonna be. So on this episode, the juiced or justified. Let's get into this tea. Let me get a little sip of my drink before we get into this tea because I know y'all ready. Now this situation is going to include my girl, Miss Cardi B. Hmm. Now, I know y'all been keeping tabs of it. For whatever reason, the girlies are moving on. Do you hear me? Okay, the girlies are moving on. They're not waiting around. They're not crying no more a lot. The girlies are moving on. Shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to Cash Doll. Shout out to Tiana Taylor. Who else that moved on, y'all? And they outside with it. Okay, I'm here for it. The girlies are moving on. All right, they out here. I don't really want to include Remy and Pap because that situation's crazy, but we're not gonna get into that. Y'all can get into that in the comments. But let's talk about my girl Cardi B. Now let me get my phone because I gotta make sure that we gotta make sure everything is pulled up for this. So if you don't know, Cardi B and Offset were married. They got divorced, moved on, whatever. Offset been outside, honey. And I know the fella's about to be getting mad. Okay, I don't care. He been outside. I don't know how many different women he didn't. First of all, a lot of them be looking like I can't keep track. But he been outside. He done popped out with shorties. You know what I'm saying? He been doing his thing, and all the guys have been like, ha ha ha. Now my girl Cardi was on there mad. She's on live. She's had a couple crash outs, and everybody's like, ha, that's what she get. Shouldn't have married her. She was HOE. She's a stripper. She blah blah blah. Like all kinds of stuff, just dragging Cardi, right? Um. And finally, Cardi popped out. All right, everybody was laughing when he was like spousal support. They like, get your money, King. Yeah, get your money. Hey, it is what it is. He needs spousal support. Okay, whatever. Not my business, right? But baby, as soon as Cardi popped out with one person, this is the first pop out, at least that I've seen. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. She popped out with one person after this man had been popping out for a little while, having a good old time, okay? She finally pops out. She ain't been crashing out no more. She been quiet. She finally pop out with Stefan. Baby, the way the comment sections have changed, baby, them tables be out here turning, okay? The way the comment section has changed, the way the comment section has been on her head, she's so wrong. She blah, 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 blah for dating him. I'm like, why? He popped out. Did they have any, is there any rules? Is there rules? That ain't like it's one of his bandmates, okay? It ain't Quavo. You know what I mean? It ain't somebody like that. So what's the problem? Why are we so mad? Okay, why are we so mad? There was no lines crossed here, right? That's how no line. It wasn't the bro. It wasn't his manager or producer. It's a whole. He's in a whole different line of work. Why are we mad? Why are we mad, fellas? Because it's the men. It's the men that's mad, right? Y'all was mad. Then, and this is the juice part, okay? This is the juice part. There's a side by side picture of Cardi and Offset's son and Stefan Diggs, right? And they have very similar hairstyles, okay? Very similar hairstyles. If I could find a picture and figure out how to put it up on here, I'll put it up on the screen. But if not, go just search it. Oh my God. When I say crash out, crash out. Offset was so upset. I think he deleted his Twitter account, everything. He talking about you mess with, see, playing with my son, gonna get people like basically like unalived or whatever. And I'm just like, what? Now here's the kicker, because people don't be reading, people don't do the research, all of that. I was late to this, right? So by the time I got to it, it had already been out there. Everybody done said everything. Apparently, the baby had his hairstyle first. And that's an old picture. Some fan put a side by side together. And then I guess the one of Stefan is a newer picture, right? So it ain't even like they went and got the same hairstyle. It just happened to be the same, right? All the men are so mad, like that's messed up. Y'all not parents, so y'all don't understand. Y'all not a man, so you don't understand. That's messed up. She doing this for clout. Blah blah blah. Cardi ain't said a thing. She ain't said a thing. At least as of right now, I haven't seen anything. And she just letting it ride. She is letting it ride, baby. She's enjoying her life and she just rocking with it. But I'm just like, how do y'all, first of all, he's a baby. How do y'all know that because they're dating now, apparently the baby had the hairstyle first. How do you know that because they're dating now, he needed his hair braided and Cardi like, oh baby, I can't braid, but I could put you on my stylist. He picked something off the page and was like, oh, this fire, let me get that. Not even realizing the baby had it, not even caring. Like, how do y'all know that's not it? Because that's like likely to happen, okay? How do y'all know? And then a lot of times kids will see somebody and be like, oh, I like that, I want that. What's she gonna do? No, baby, you can't have that because no. If the baby want y'all, if you got kids, you know that baby gonna kick, scream, cry. Why? Until you just say, all right, fine. Like, come on, be for real. Be for real. Now, do y'all feel like she should have came out with a statement and said, "Oh no, um, shut down the rumors about it and everything like that"? Do y'all feel she should have done that, or do y'all feel like, "Hey, she ain't got time to address no rumors. She living life. It is what it is. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe." Because I personally am like, she living her life. She could do that because he's clearly crashing out and doing all that stuff. But I mean, maybe. That's my type of petty. Now I ain't saying I'm gonna do that. I ain't saying I'm gonna, have my baby doing that. Not intentionally. But if y'all want to run with it, I'm just at the age where I'm not clearing up nothing for nobody no more. If I didn't post it, I didn't do it. That's where we at. If I ain't posted, I ain't do it. Right. So this is where I want to ask y'all. Right. Is it juiced or is it justified? Because y'all going crazy about this. Y'all going crazy about this. And I'm specifically going to talk about the hairstyle. Y'all put in the comments, was it juiced or was it justified? Right. Um, because some people are like, no, it's which it is. It's just gossip. A fan put it together, whatever. But some people are like, but it's justified. It is what it is. Like she could date what she want to date, whatever. At first, I was like, oh, it's juice. It's just gossip. Blah 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 blah. Right. The hairstyle, it really is though, y'all. It's just gossip. I think the fans just put it together. But then Cardi dropped the track. And baby, this is my type of carrying on. It's my type of carrying on. When I started paying attention, I'm like, baby, it's justified. And y'all gonna judge me, and I don't care. I don't care. This is my type of carrying on because everything was all good. Everything was real funny. Okay, it was a whole lot of comedians in the comment section. Okay, when he wanted spousal support, when he was popping out, when she was crashing out, but oh, now everybody's so serious. Everybody's so serious, right? But this is why I like what she did, okay? Because like I said, they both in the same field. They both rappers. My girl went to the studio. She said, I ain't addressing ish. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it how I do it. I'm gonna do it with work. Went to the studio, y'all, dropped the track. Don't ask me what it is. I don't know what it is, right? But this is what she said. And this is why this my type of petty. This is why I'm gonna go justified. Y'all can say, and by juice, we gonna say, is it petty? Okay, we just gonna say, is it petty? Because I know it's kind of confusing to understand. But is it petty or is it justified? Okay, is it juice or is it justified? Because let's be real, I'm petty. I'm juice. and I'm petty. All right. So my girl went to the studio and she got on the mic and said, "Let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick." That's what I'm talking about. She said, "Oh, we want to do this, then let's do this." Because we both was wrong. So let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick. Like we're gonna get our lick back. It was cool when you got your lick, but let me get my lick back. Now it's a problem. Now we mad. Now it's an issue. Bet, let's address it. I'm only talking to you in rhymes and verses. Like I ain't even about to talk to you. I ain't doing no Twitter nothing. Okay, I'm not doing none of that. Let's get in the booth. Bar for bar, lick for lick, wrong for wrong. That's how you know she like, oh, I'm ready for this because she got some dirt. But baby, it didn't stop there. It didn't. No. No. If she's saying let's go wrong for wrong, let's go lick for lick, you know it ain't stopped there. My girl, I found out why all the fellas is mad, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Baby, when I tell you this my type of petty, apparently Stefan Diggs was his favorite player. Baby, baby, if you want to get your mother lick back, because you can't cross that line. You can't date the bros. You can't date like a manager, a cousin, or somebody like that. But baby, that favorite player, hmm. Shorty said, favorite player on your favorite team. He in my DMs. So small and tiny. He's so big and tall. Might let him dunk this cat like he dunked the ball. Baby, when I tell you, all I thought about was Tiana Taylor after her crash. I was like, please let me get my back blown out in peace. Like Mufasa, Aaron, Pierre. When I tell you the girlies are out here, what Lil Duval say, City Boys up? Let me tell you, the city girls might be up on this one, y'all. Might be up because one thing about it, the male ego can't handle the same stuff that y'all do to us women. You can't. You can't handle it. So next time you think you about to be petty or about to be cute or whatever for clout, for fame, for whatever the case may be, just remember that Shorty might want to go wrong for wrong, lick for lick, and you're not gonna be able to handle it. If she know who your favorite player is, or you're like, y'all, let me know. Is it worse to get their favorite player or their nemesis? I feel like getting their favorite player is worse. That's how you really get them. Because if it's their nemesis, everyone like, oh, she just went there because she know I don't like them, blah, 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 blah. It's expected. But if you go to their favorite player, now they can't like them no more. Now they can't like them no more. Like, what? What? Yo, Cardi got it. I don't care what y'all say. Cardi got it. It's justified. Go listen. All off the bar. Let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick. It's justified. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can be mad at me, whatever. But we gonna be a little real here, okay? I'm probably gonna lose some of y'all, follows or respect or whatever the case. But it is what it is. I don't. This my type of carrying on. I'm here for it. Okay, she ain't do nothing to nobody. She ain't really hurt nobody feelings. She ain't take nothing from nobody. Like it is what it is. Like get your bag. Get your baby. Let me tell you something. This is how you really do a Cardi. I don't know if you ever gonna see this clip, but if this is what you do, give my man's that spousal support. Sign that check. Sign that check. I would drop it off with my man. Sign that check. Let him get that spousal support, okay, baby? Let them tables turn. Let them tables turn. I would do the spousal support. Go ahead and take care of that. All right. It don't got nothing to do with my new boo because we're not married. He got money. I got money. Go ahead and sign that. It'd be like, all right, if you want to be a little about it. If I gotta take care of you, cool. I would do it because I'm petty like that. I would do that, and then I'm gonna talk about how you need help. I'm gonna talk about how you ain't got no coins. I'm gonna talk about how I was the one that had the bag. All of that. Go ahead and pay it, and then just still be taking lavish trip. I don't. You can have that because my man, my man, my man, he pays for it. My man, my man, my man takes care of my rents. Even if he don't, I'm gonna say it. My man, my man, my man does this. You can have that. All right. Because I don't know if a woman's going to want to be, this day and age, they might, but I don't know if a woman going to want to be with him and he be like, well, I got to wait for my spousal check to come in, babe, before we can do this vacation. She out of there. And if Cardi make a song and be like, I'm paying for you and your bitch trips. You want Listen, baby, the way I would do it. Oh my God. I'm here for it. This gave me energy. I'm hyped with it. Okay. I'm motivated. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick. Okay. Justified. But y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think. Is it juice or justified? Because I think it's a little of both. I think it's juice and justified. Okay. Because everybody was having a good old time when Shorty was crashing out. And Shorty wasn't popping out with nobody. But now it's a problem. Um, I wonder if it would be a problem if it wasn't his favorite player. Is that the problem, y'all? Y'all think it would be a problem if it wasn't his favorite player? That's happened to me. Um, this wasn't even a part of the segment, but you know what? It's episode 1 of season 3, so this might be a little bit longer, y'all, and it's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do another segment, y'all, and this is called Petty Confessions because the way this just rolls right into that. I got a confession, y'all. And honestly, it's just, baby, the universe just be work. The universe a little petty too, because the universe just be like, baby, turning them tables. Them tables be turning. Okay, the universe be throwing that alley oop. Cause I didn't ask for this, but sometimes the universe would just alley oop you, a little something, and you can lay it up or you can dunk that bitch. And I'm the type of woman that's gonna dunk it. Okay. Um. So there was an individual. There's a guy. We're not gonna say names. We ain't saying names. I ain't that petty. We ain't gonna do that. And plus, we're not giving him no press over here. So there was a guy who I was entertaining, and then there was a couple of influencers, celebrities, or whatever that I followed. And this was back when Instagram. Do y'all remember? First of all, Instagram was a whole setup. Relationships were not meant to make it on Instagram. It was when Instagram, when you go to your notifications tab, it'll show you all your notifications. But if you click like the friends part or something like that, it would also show you everything your friends were commenting on or liking. Oh, oh my God. Baby, when I tell you a recipe for disaster, if y'all know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments, okay? It was a few years ago. It was a good 6, 7 years ago, maybe, when Instagram was new, right? But you can see with the people that you were following, I think y'all had to be mutual friends. You can see what they were liking on Instagram. So when you following your mans or your girls and you see they liking all of these people's pictures, all these men's pictures, all the half naked pictures, oh baby, the way your DMs and your phone blow up. And they screenshot it too, because you can't deny it. You can't go unlike it, right? Well, this was happening. And oh, I almost said a name. There was some influencers and celebrities whom I had liked their photos. Now, if you know me, you know that I like a man with a nice body, but specifically abs. I like abs. Not saying that, if you don't have abs, I ain't going to be attracted to you. But I am naturally attracted to a man with abs, a 6 pack, 8 pack, 4 pack. I just like the defined cut of abs, right? And an individual I was dealing with during the time knew this, right? He had abs, whatever. So when he saw that I liked a video of a guy and he was like working out and he's just showing after the sweat dripping, blah blah blah. And I liked the video. First of all, he's way bigger than this guy, way more muscular than this guy. Whatever. I'm just a fan, a friend, whatever. Click it. At this time, I didn't know this individual. He was just an influencer, somebody, a celebrity, whatever. And then there was another person that I did the same thing with, right? It was like a shirtless um picture. But I'm like, they're on vacation and it's like multiple people in a picture. Had an attitude. I'm telling you, the male ego cannot handle it. Um Long story short, it didn't work out with us. Okay, we didn't go. It didn't go nowhere. It didn't work out with us, right? But the whole argument was like, you liking these other men's pictures and blah 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 blah. And I know you only liking pictures with their shirt off, and I know that you like abs and da 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 da. Da. Meanwhile, meanwhile, when I'm saying, well, you liking all these just pictures and they are bent over, blah, blah, blah. Instagram is for likes. I just be liking it. I don't even be watching the video. I just scroll and I click like if I see their name and I know it's them. Every ninja says this. Like, be for real. So when you do it, Instagram is for likes. But when I do it, I like them. Bet. Anywho, here's my little petty confession. So it didn't work out. And it was more so he had an attitude and he didn't want to work things out with me, right? And I'm just like, bro, what? Okay, whatever. Honestly, I think he had a little bit of a glow up. He started getting attention and he wanted to blaze that trail. He was getting a little hype, getting a couple extra followers, and he kind of wanted to just go out there because he was starting to get attention from women he didn't get attention from before. Whatever. But he decided that he wanted to like block me and do all of this stuff because okay, I was in my feelings a bit like, how dare you block me? That's you gonna block me? And he blocked me because I kept screenshotting all the like doing exactly y'all. So y'all don't be like, oh my gosh, she was so jealous, she was petty. I'm doing exactly what he was doing to me, to him, just to show him how stupid it was, right? So he blocked me because back then you couldn't turn it off so people couldn't see what you were liking. So he just blocked me. Problem solved in his mind. Bet. Bet, bitch. Bet. So since he blocked me, okay, I started to go because even if you block them, it was something weird. Like you can still see us in like the lives or something like that. It was something weird where if you were live with them, they could see you. And then it went to if they blocked you and that person, and this started happening around COVID time, y'all. So everybody was on live. If that person blocked you and you go live with someone, the moment you got into the box with them, it kicked them out, right? Because they were blocked, or if you blocked them or whatever. So I started to hang around, and it wasn't intentional. I promise you, it wasn't intentional beginning. I started to be in that person's life because again, this is somebody that I follow. We weren't friends yet. We didn't. He didn't even know that I existed. Right? We weren't friends yet or anything like that. But I started hanging out. I'm a bomb ass person. I got a dope ass personality. So guess who grabbed the attention? Me. Then when I moved, okay, I just happened to be closer to this individual. So bet in my mind, again, at first it wasn't intentional, but then I thought about it because then this person kept doing that. I told y'all they like to spin the block and they kept doing that unblock, block, unblock, block because they want to keep tabs and see what you got going on, right? So when they unblocked me, they saw that this person or that I was talking to that person got an attitude and blocked me again. That's when I was like, I bet, bet, like watch this. You gonna block me? Watch me pop up behind that screen. And they were still watching them and everything like that and every they had an attitude, but they still watched them. So long story short, guys, that definitely happened. My personality grabbed that person's attention. They started to follow me. And guess what happened? Shorty popped up. She went from the comment section to the crib. In the back, we follow each other. Hey, they're sharing my stories to their story. So you gonna see me. You gonna see. Thank you for manifesting this. So I absolutely did do that. Yep, your favorite influencer popped up on them. We cool. We friend in the live. What's up? What's popping? We at the same event. Hey, what's up? I'm in they section. Yeah. Did that. Sure did. Don't regret it. Wasn't intentional to begin with, but it was justified. So that is my petty confession. They're probably gonna see this because I feel like they still kind of watch stuff. Um, semi keep tabs. Yeah, don't try to spin the block. You know who you are. Don't try to spin the block. I'm not interested. And at first it wasn't, but then it was intentional. So, hey, boo, how you doing? But that's my petty. That's my petty confession, and it's so funny because I I don't like when people try to be funny like that, or they try to like, especially on TikTok. If y'all know I be on TikTok. On TikTok, when I walk into a room like, hey guys, especially if it's someone of the opposite sex, and when I tell you, baby, the moderators they get 3 seconds, and if they see that man's energy change, or if they click my profile or whatever, if I start getting too much attention, they will block me. They will block me, and I'm like, okay, okay. And the petty side, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to turn a new leaf. But the petty side of me be like, go ahead and block me, bitch. Go ahead. Watch me pop up. Go block. I got PTO and frequent flyer miles. Okay. Not too much on juice because I'll pop up and then I'll be in all the content. What's popping? What's up? I'm gonna take a week off. Use all the PTO. I'm here. You know, you don't block me so I can't get in the live no more. Bet I'm the live, bitch. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But yeah, that's how I be feeling. But I ain't gonna do it because I'm trying to turn a new leaf because God keep blessing me. And when I'm not petty, I get a whole lot of blessings. Like when I'm not petty. And then sometimes when I'm too petty, I be getting in my feelings. And y'all not worth me getting in my feelings. So yeah. With that being said, we will go into the next segment, y'all. Y'all know how we like to end the podcast over here. And that's with a positive note. So let's go ahead and get into poetically positive. Again, I am not a mean girl. My petty is reactions, okay? I react, and when I react is usually petty. Not all the time, we getting better. But I react in petty. That's the language I like to choose is petty because you started it. Okay. But I'm not a mean girl. I'm actually a very, very loving girl. And I always like to end as much as I just riled y'all up with all the pettiness and the pet peeves and everything and got you like, oh, yes. And you're agreeing. Let's pump our brakes a little bit, okay? And I like to let y'all leave here with a positive note and some, inspiration. So, like I said, yes, we'd like to get our lick back, right? We like to do all of that, but sometimes when we're petty, it's only a temporary satisfaction, right? You satisfy for the time being. Now, sometimes. uh, when the universe plays into it an alley oop step for me, sometimes it has that long term happiness. But most times it's a temporary thing, right? And then sometimes you end up in your feelings, and we don't like that. So if you've been around, okay, you've been hanging out with me, especially on TikTok, y'all know my motto. It's get out your feelings and get in your bag. It ain't personal. It's business. So take it for what it is and move accordingly. That's the motto. So I want to break that down for you guys. I was on live today and someone actually brought that up and said it like, oh my God, I love that. Get out your feelings and get in your bag. There was a point in my life, okay. Y'all my family, y'all my people's F it. It was a point in my life. It was right after deployment. I was going through a breakup. I was going through the stress of deployment. Everything that I thought my life was going to be literally all at once just crashed and was like, nope, that ain't it. It wasn't like a possibility anymore. It wasn't like whatever. It was just like, no, this isn't it. And I didn't have a plan B because plan A was looking really good. Okay, we was rolling, we was doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you get your significant other social security number, but we locked in. We locked in. You feel me? When you taking care of bills and finances and debt, and we locked in. So I thought. And again, there's no shade, y'all. I'm so grateful for where I am in life. I wish everybody that I've ever dealt with the best in life. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't gotta talk to you or have a relationship with you to tell you that. I don't gotta tell you that at all. Just know that that is my wish for everyone. Never would I don't need that karma to come back to me. Like, no, no. Didn't I tell y'all I've been more blessed when I'm not being petty? No. But that's what it means to be healed, right? Because when you're not healed, you still be wanting to be petty. I don't care. For what? So I am definitely in a healed space. I'm in a blessed space. I wish nothing but the best for all of y'all. Now, I might joke and everything like that, but I really do wish the best for all of you guys. Now, as far as y'all that like to be like, well, why you keep talking about it? Because it's part of my story. It's my story too. I was there. You wasn't. I was there. I don't care how they tell their version of it. I was there. This is my story. This is part of what makes me me and who I am right now on this day. So I'm going to tell it if I want to tell it. Okay. Does not mean I'm not healed from it. It just means that it's a part of my story. And sometimes you can't understand why a person is the way they are if you don't know where they came from and what they went through. Right. So you don't understand. So that's why I tell the story. And I like to be transparent with people. Y'all, like I said, y'all my family, y'all my peoples. Like y'all here rocking with me, especially right now in the beginning of this podcast where we don't have huge viral moments. These are my people. Y'all are here because y'all rock with me. Y'all are here because y'all have met me at some point in my life, and y'all here because y'all enjoy the podcast. So we're gonna be real transparent, right? But I was going through a lot. I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to figure it out, and like I was just in my feelings all the time. I wanted to call off work. Okay. I was missing out on opportunities. I wasn't doing, y'all know, I had my business around that time. Like it was just starting. I wasn't doing no sales. I wasn't doing anything. And what I needed to do the most was to get up and leave. I needed to leave. I needed to move. I needed to get away from all that. But you know what? I couldn't do it because I was too busy in my feelings. And you need money. You gotta have money if you're trying to make these big moves and get rid of. Like I wanted to throw everything away. Like if y'all have been through that point in life, whether it was a breakup or whether it was something more traumatic in life, you just want to start over. Like everything reminds you of whatever it is you're trying to get away from. You want to start completely over. You don't want the furniture. You don't want the bed. You don't want nothing. You want to start over. New wardrobe, new look, new hair, new everything. You want to start over, but you have to have a bag to do that, right? So I had to get up out my feelings enough for me to go to the bag. Depression is real. It is real. It is Men's Mental Health Month, okay? But every month we should be thinking about everyone's mental health, okay? Every month you need to be thinking about your mental health, and your mental health comes before anyone else's. I had this talk so many times with friends. I had this talk a lot on live because there's always someone that comes in there. And one of the compliments I get a lot of times is that I make them feel safe. I My live is like a safe space for them. My energy just makes them feel comfortable enough to even open up to me and tell me that they're depressed, right? And I'm the type that's going to talk to you about it, right? You never know what's going on. But I was depressed. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I was losing weight, I was throwing up, I was crying till I threw up. Like this is real life stuff. I didn't understand what lovesick meant until you were experiencing that. I've never really experienced depression until I deployed and until I was going through a breakup like that. Until everything you think is life just crumbles in front of you, and it was a hell of a tower moment. Like you don't know what's going on, and then once it happens and you sit and you're looking at the rubble, now you're like, how the fuck do I get up from this, right? And you're depressed because it's like everything you thought and you was working towards this, and now it's like God is saying no. So you're like, I don't even want to work anymore. Like I don't want to do this anymore. So I had to get out of my feelings and get in my bag. Like I had so much more to live for, and I wasn't in a space where I wanted to like harm myself in any way. I just wanted to give up. I didn't care. I knew that I had a safety net called family, and I knew if I wanted to like lay on the couch and just I wasn't gonna be there long. But I knew that there was places that I could couch hop and just lay there and just be depressed. And I knew I could do it because I was always the strong friend. I was always the smart cousin. I was always the one that had it together. So if I got and I didn't show emotion, even though I was deep in my feelings, okay, crying myself to sleep, throwing up, not eating, not just I just looked just oh my god, it was I couldn't even look in the mirror, and I never understood when people say that until I got to that point. Hiding, wasn't posting pictures, wasn't going live. Thank God we are team green bubble gang over here because I couldn't FaceTime my friends and family. I mean, I could use like Messenger and all that, but I wasn't trying to. And I worked so much that they didn't really look. They didn't ask me to, right? Because I did not look like myself. And if you looked at me, you knew something was wrong. And then the cases where they would call, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I work so much. So played it off. I'm sure they were just like, girl, you lying. But I literally had to it was like if you want to get out of this funk, right? You got to get up, baby girl. You have to get up. You got to get up, you got to go to work, you got to keep working, do some overtime. If that's what's going to distract you, then do it. But you got to get to the bag because everything that you want, all the things that's going to make you get up out of your feelings and get out of this thing, it's a price tag on it. And if you don't got the money for that price tag, you're going to stay here. You're going to stay in this sunken place. You're going to stay in this dark place. And that's not what you want. So it's like you can cry about it, but what is that going to do? All right. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to cry about it and I'm going to do something about it. But I got to get this cry out. And it's okay to cry, y'all. I say it all the time. Your tears water your manifestation. So it's okay to cry. Cry. Sometimes you got to let that out so that you can even move forward. Sometimes you got to let that out so that you can even get to the bag. All right. I'm going to be real with you. Not too many people going to let you get a bag if you crying. They're going to be like, what is going on? You might get it the first few times because of sympathy. But baby, if that's not something that is draining and folks ain't gonna want to be around you, they not. But you gotta do what's best for you, okay? You gotta put your mental health first. You gotta put your health, your physical, emotional, everything about you has to come first. And when you find yourself in that dark space, sometime you gotta be selfish. And that's where that next line of my motto comes from. And it ain't personal. It's business. Y'all have to stop taking things personal. When you know your friend is going through stuff, and I know it's hard. I know, especially when you're that friend that's always there for them and they start to push you away, or they might say some hurtful shit to you. It's hard, but you got to understand where they are mentally, emotionally, right? You have to understand what their mindset is, and you just have to take that step back, swallow your pride, because I know it's hard. Swallow your pride for a second. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can speak your piece, right? Like, hey, I ain't gonna be too many more of those. I know you going through some stuff, so I'm gonna step away. But just understand, not too much, right? They got the message. Step away. They got it, and once they get out of their feelings, and once they get into the bag or getting a little bit better, they should. I ain't gonna speak for everybody, but they should come back and apologize for you, and you should still make yourself available. Sometimes you got to step away. Like, look. I'm gonna let you do what you got to do and handle this. Just know that I'm here. I'm here when you're ready to talk about it, when you're ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just be available and make sure they're aware that you are available. Because sometimes when you're going through stuff, sometimes our friends and our family feel like it's too much on you or they don't want to put their shit on you. Even though they need someone to help them, they don't want to do that. But you have to let them know that, hey, that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not fortunate to have a therapist or something like that, but that's what we're here for. So you got to let them know that. But that's where that line comes from, okay? It's not personal. It's not personal. If they got to step away from you, it's not personal. Sometimes when they say it's not you, it's me. Sometimes that's real shit. If you've never been there, you don't understand. You feel like they're being selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish in order for you to be better. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes you have to be selfish in order for you to be better. Now, let me explain that. And I'm gonna give you guys an analogy on an airplane. And if you saw my clip before, I was on a live talking about this. On an airplane, what do they say? They always say, put your mask on first before you help anybody else. And I know that's really hard for parents, especially when you have kids, but you are no good to your kids if you cannot help yourself. If you can't help yourself, how can you help them? So you have to be selfish sometimes in order to be better. Put your mask on first. Take care of your mental health first. Take care of you first. And then you can go back out here. And again, y'all, if you're on the outside of someone going through something, it's not personal. It's business because they can't handle business if they're not good. Okay? It's not personal, and we have to stop taking everything so personally, especially when we're not the one that's going through it. That drives me crazy. You're not the one going through it. Now, I ain't saying that y'all can be out here going through some shit and you just rude to everybody, okay? Because ain't they not gonna take so much, okay? They only gonna take but so much. And then at that point, this is where the next line of my motto comes in. It's take it for what it is and move accordingly. Same thing, like I said, even if it's not too much, look, they going through some stuff. Take it for what it is. They're not okay. They're not the person that you used to know. They're going through some shit right now, right? So take it for what it is. It's they're going through something. It's depression. It's mental health. It's something. It's bipolar disorder. Okay, it's grief. It's anger. It's postpartum. It's so many things. Mental health is real. Take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. And then after you do so, move accordingly. Because sometimes it's just flat out disrespect. And I'm cool with that. I'm gonna take it for what it is and I'm gonna move accordingly. But sometimes it's bipolar disorder. Sometimes it's PTSD. Sometimes it's postpartum. And you have to move accordingly to what it is. And we don't always know what it is, but you know it's something. So you can still move accordingly. If you don't know how, ask someone, ask a professional. Hell, ask Chat GPT is there. Take it for what it is and move accordingly. Okay? That's the model. And that's my advice for you guys. Okay? This is my model. This is something that I live by, and this is what has helped me with not even just like my feelings and my emotions, with everything, y'all. With everything, because I was the one taking things personally every time. And every time I take it personally, I end up in my feelings. And every time I'm in my feelings, I ain't getting to the bag. Not the way I should, not the way I want. All right. And I ain't saying money can what they say, money can buy you happiness, but baby, when you ain't got it, it'll get you pretty damn close. Okay? It'll get you pretty damn close. And for a lot of us, the reason why we in the emotions or the mindset that we in is because of financial reasons or because we can't get something, right? So listen, we gotta stay out our feelings so we can get to the bag. And gotta stop taking stuff personally so we can stay out of our feelings. So that is the motto, y'all. Again, get out your feelings and get in your bag because it ain't personal, it's business. So take it for what it is and move accordingly. And again, if it's disrespect, then move accordingly. Don't let nobody play with you. God don't play about you. Why you gonna let somebody else play about you? Don't let nobody play about you. And I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's a partnership. I don't care if it's a business partnership. I don't care if it's just work. Don't let nobody play with you. Don't let nobody play about you because if it's your significant other, why are they playing about you? Okay. I could start a whole new episode with this topic right here because one thing I don't like is for you to ask for my time and then you waste it. But we're going to say that for another episode. Right now, y'all, that is the end of episode 1 of season 3. Still don't have no soundboard. I do. I just ain't set it up because listen, life be busy. Somebody help me. Help me. Anyway, I really do appreciate y'all. Like, I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast as much as I'm enjoying making it and recording it. Especially I love the guests, y'all. My guests be so dope. Y'all don't even understand when I'm done with the podcast with a guest, we be talking for like another 30 minutes afterwards, and it'd be fun. Everyone, they might be lying, but I'm gonna take it. Everyone after the podcast be saying it was so much fun. They enjoyed it. They can't wait for it to air. So that makes me happy. This has been like a form of therapy for me, and I'm hoping that it's the same for y'all, the listeners, but also for my guests because I bring dope guests on here that I know have been through things or have advice for y'all and have funny stories because it's all about, just having fun with it, but also leaving on a positive note. So, with that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Let's get this channel up, y'all. Let's get this channel up. I'm trying to get to 1,000. That is the goal. We're almost at 400. When this airs, we'll almost be at 400. So make sure you guys subscribe. Okay, you can hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I post a video. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Again, follow us on Instagram. It's going to be Poetically Petty Pod. Also on TikTok is Poetically Petty. And y'all know it's me, your girl, That's So Juicy. It's That's So Juicy on all platforms. Probably not going to follow you guys on all of them. Not going to hold you. But it's That's So Juicy on all platforms. If you want to know what I'm doing, because your girl does a lot. If you want to keep up with me, keep tabs on me, make sure you guys are following me there. I am starting a Twitch as well. That's So Juicy on Twitch. Also, y'all, we out here acting like we a whole streamer in real life. But you know what? I'm gonna do what y'all asked me to do. We're gonna roll with the punches and we just gonna have fun, okay? We just here to have fun and enjoy life. Life is too serious sometimes, and this social media can really, really, really do a negative number on us, and we ain't trying to do that. So I like to create a safe space. Some people like to call it the break room, where you can come over here and chill, and it's not all about drama, gossip, and all of that. It's just a good time, a fun time where you can kick off your shoes, relax, and chill. And that's what I want to do over here at the Poetically Petty podcast. So again, make sure you guys are subscribing and sharing it to some people that might enjoy the podcast. But this is episode 1 of season 3, y'all. Next episode will be airing next week. We do have a special guest, so make sure you guys are following, because I'm gonna start posting clips. So I ain't gonna tell y'all on here, but make sure you guys are following, because I'm gonna post clips early so y'all know who the next guest is.
Yeah. Poetically petty, that's so juicy. That's her. Yeah.
I'm scared. Can't you understand? I'm scared. Like,